Welcome to this unique collection of US 1-dime coins, each carrying its own story through time and condition. From a finely preserved 2001 dime showcasing its original detail, to a 1967 piece marked by a rustic, aged character, this set reflects decades of circulation and history. The 1992 and 2003 dimes remain in good condition, offering a balance of wear and clarity, while the 1996 coin shows clear signs of circulation that add to its authenticity. Completing the collection, the 1973 dime stands as a well-worn piece with a poorer condition, embodying the journey of everyday use. Together, these coins highlight the diverse states of preservation that make coin collecting both fascinating and meaningful. Let's start. The 2001 United States 1-dime coin in fine condition. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin, but collectors know that even modern dimes can carry surprising value when preserved well. This particular coin has been gaining attention in the market due to its condition, subtle details, and the growing interest in early 21st century coinage. The 2001 dime belongs to the long-running Roosevelt dime series, first introduced in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin continues a legacy that blends history with everyday usability. By 2001, the United States Mint had refined its minting processes, producing coins with consistent quality, yet certain pieces stand out due to sharp strikes and minimal wear. A coin in fine condition shows moderate circulation but still retains clear details, making it attractive to both beginner and intermediate collectors. On the front side, also known as the obverse, you'll find the left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, capturing a sense of dignity and strength. The inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the year, 2001, are clearly visible, though slightly softened due to circulation. The reverse side features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. Even in fine condition, these elements remain distinguishable, which is a key factor in determining collector interest. Beyond its design, this coin carries cultural and historical importance. Roosevelt's association with resilience during challenging times in American history adds symbolic weight to every dime bearing his image. Additionally, the dime itself represents efficiency and practicality in U.S. currency, being one of the smallest yet most widely used denominations. Collectors often appreciate how such a small coin can hold such rich meaning. In terms of physical characteristics, the 2001 dime has a standard weight of 2.268 grams and is composed of a copper core with a nickel-clad outer layer. Its reeded edge and compact size make it instantly recognizable. These specifications have remained consistent for decades, which helps collectors easily identify authenticity while focusing on condition and rarity for valuation. When it comes to rarity, a 2001 dime in fine condition is not considered extremely rare, but certain factors can increase its desirability. Coins with fewer marks, better strike quality, or those minted in lower quantities at specific mints can attract higher attention. Some collectors also search for error coins from this year, which can significantly boost value. Now, talking about market value, a standard 2001 dime in fine condition may typically be worth around $1 to $3 in today's market. However, in high-demand scenarios or among enthusiastic collectors, prices can climb into impressive ranges. Some listings and collector trades have shown values reaching £120, £250, or even as high as £400, which translates roughly to 120, 250, and 400 in numeric form. These elevated figures are often driven by perceived rarity, collector competition, or unique coin characteristics, creating excitement in the marketplace. For collectors looking to build value, it's important to focus on preserving condition. Keeping coins in protective holders, avoiding direct handling, and storing them in a dry environment can make a significant difference over time. It's also wise to stay informed about market trends and watch for unusual variations or mint errors, as these can turn an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after piece. In the end, the 2001 US dime in fine condition is a perfect example of how even modern coins can hold both sentimental and financial value. Whether you're collecting for passion or profit, This coin represents an accessible entry into the world of numismatics, where history, artistry, and opportunity come together in the palm of your hand. Number 2. The 1992 United States 1 dime coin in good condition. A small coin that can carry surprising value and historical importance. At first glance, it may seem like just another everyday piece of currency, but collectors across the country are paying closer attention to coins like this due to their growing demand and collectible appeal. The 1992 dime belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946. It was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, recognizing his leadership and his role in founding the March of Dimes. By 1992, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of these coins for daily transactions, but certain pieces, especially those preserved in good condition, have become more desirable among collectors. Over time, the survival of well-kept coins adds to their uniqueness, especially when they show minimal wear while still retaining their original detail. Looking closely at the coin, the front side, or heads, features a profile portrait of Roosevelt facing left. The design includes the word Liberty, the motto, In God We Trust, and the year, 1992. The reverse side, or tails, displays a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. The words, United States of America, and 1 dime, complete the design, giving the coin a balanced and meaningful artistic identity that reflects American values. Beyond its appearance, the coin carries cultural and historical significance. It represents an era of stability in U.S. currency design and connects directly to Roosevelt's legacy during challenging times in American history. For collectors, owning a 1992 dime is not just about the metal, it's about holding a small piece of American heritage that continues to circulate decades later. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1992 dime has a standard weight of 2.27 grams and is composed of a clad mixture of copper and nickel. Its diameter is 17.91 millimeters, making it one of the smallest U.S. coins in circulation, yet it maintains a distinctive reeded edge that adds to its tactile and visual appeal. When it comes to rarity and condition, most 1992 dimes are common due to their high mintage. However, coins in good condition, those that show light wear but still preserve clear details, can attract attention, especially if they come from specific mint marks like D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. While not extremely rare, the increasing interest in coin collecting has pushed even these modest condition coins into higher demand categories, especially among beginner and intermediate collectors building their collections. Talking about market value, a 1992 dime in good condition typically holds a base value slightly above its face value, often ranging from 10 cents to around $1.50 depending on its quality and mint mark. However, in today's enthusiastic collector market, some sellers list these coins at much higher, asking prices, to attract attention. You might even see listings reaching $150 to $300, which translates roughly to £120 to £240 in British pounds. While these higher values are often speculative or based on unique selling platforms, they highlight the excitement and perceived worth surrounding collectible coins in the market. For collectors looking to make the most out of coins like this, it's important to store them properly in protective holders to prevent damage. Checking for mint marks, unusual errors, or exceptional shine can also increase a coin's desirability. Even a small difference in detail or preservation can make a noticeable difference in value over time. In the end, the 1992 1 dime coin in good condition proves that even the smallest and most common coins can hold a place in the world of collecting. Whether you're searching through your spare change or building a serious collection, this coin stands as a reminder that value isn't always about rarity, it's also about history, condition, and the passion of collectors who see more than just 10 cents. Number 3. At a United States 1 dime coin from the year 1967, even in a rusty condition. At first glance, a worn or slightly corroded coin might not seem valuable, but in the collector's market, even imperfect coins can carry surprising interest and hidden worth. This particular dime represents a unique moment in American coinage history, making it an exciting piece to explore for both beginners and experienced collectors. The 1967 dime comes from a very interesting period in U.S. history when the country was dealing with a coin shortage. To address this, special mint marks were removed from coins during the mid-1960s, including 1967, which makes these coins distinct compared to others. This dime belongs to the Roosevelt series, which began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. By 1967, the composition of the dime had already shifted from silver to a copper-nickel clad, adding another layer of historical importance to the coin. Looking at the front side of the coin, you'll find the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left, symbolizing leadership and resilience. Even in rusty condition, the outline of his portrait often remains visible, giving the coin a vintage charm. On the reverse side, the design features a torch in the center, representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. These elements reflect deep cultural values and national ideals that continue to resonate today, even on a small piece of metal like a dime. From a cultural and historical perspective, this coin is more than just currency, it is a snapshot of 1960s America. It reflects a time of economic adjustment and design transition in U.S. minting practices. Collectors often appreciate coins like this not just for their material value, but for the story they carry from a significant era. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1967 dime has a standard weight of about 2.27 grams and a diameter of approximately 17.9 millimeters. Even when rust or environmental damage is present, these specifications help confirm authenticity, which is crucial for collectors evaluating older coins. There are several key facts that make this coin stand out. It was produced without a mint mark, it features the Roosevelt design, and it belongs to the early years of clad coinage. While millions were minted, condition plays a major role in value. A rusty coin may not reach premium levels, but it still holds collector appeal, especially for those completing year sets or seeking historical pieces. When it comes to rarity and condition, a 1967 dime in rusty condition is considered common but still collectible. The rust or corrosion lowers its grade, yet demand remains steady due to its historical significance. Some collectors actually seek out imperfect coins as affordable entry points into the hobby. Now talking about market value, in today's market, a 1967 dime in rusty condition typically holds a modest value in US dollars, often ranging from around 10 cents to $1. However, in an enthusiastic collector's market or through speculative listings, such coins are sometimes presented with much higher perceived values. For example, you may see listings suggesting values in the hundreds, such as £150, £250, or even £500, which in numbers would be £150, £250, and £500. While these higher figures are not standard market prices, they reflect the excitement and perceived rarity some sellers try to create around vintage coins. For collectors, there are some helpful approaches to keep in mind. Always examine the coin carefully, even if it appears rusty, as certain details might still be sharp. Store coins in a dry environment to prevent further damage, and consider keeping even lower condition coins as part of a complete collection. Sometimes, the story and completeness of a set matter just as much as the condition. Wrapping it all up, the 1967 US dime, even in rusty condition, remains a meaningful collectible with historical depth and steady interest. While it may not always carry a high monetary value, its connection to an important period in American minting history and its enduring design make it a worthwhile addition to any collection. For those who appreciate coins beyond their face value, this small piece of history can still shine in its own unique way. Number 4. If you've ever come across a 1996 US dime in your pocket change, you might be holding a small piece of American history that collectors still appreciate today. This coin, part of the long-running Roosevelt dime collection, carries both historical meaning and surprising interest in the numismatic world. Even in circulated condition, where the coin shows visible wear from everyday use, it still maintains a steady demand among collectors who enjoy searching for hidden value in common coins. The 1996 dime was minted during a period when the United States economy was stable and coin production was high. It features the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, honoring his legacy and leadership, especially his role in founding the March of Dimes campaign. This design has remained consistent since 1946, making the Roosevelt dime one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. The year 1996 itself is notable because it marked the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series, adding a subtle layer of collectible appeal for enthusiasts. Looking closely at the coin, the front, often called the heads, displays Roosevelt's profile facing left, along with the word Liberty, the year, 1996, and the motto, In God We Trust. On the reverse side, or tails, you'll find a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. These classic elements reflect strong American values and give the coin a deeper cultural and symbolic meaning beyond its small size. In terms of physical details, the 1996 dime has a standard weight of 2.27 grams and is made of a copper core with a nickel outer layer, giving it durability for everyday circulation. Even coins that have been used frequently still retain their structure and recognizable design, which is why circulated examples remain widely collected. When it comes to rarity, a 1996 dime in circulating condition is considered common, as millions were produced across different U.S. mints. However, the demand stays strong because collectors often seek complete year sets, and every coin has a place in building a full collection. Coins with fewer scratches, clearer details, or those from specific mints like Denver or Philadelphia can attract slightly more attention in the market. Talking about value, a typical 1996 circulating dime usually holds a market value close to its face value, around 10 cents to $1 depending on condition and buyer interest. However, in today's collector-driven hype markets, some sellers list these coins at exaggerated prices. You may even see listings claiming values in the hundreds, such as £150, £150, £300, £300, or even £500, £500. While these numbers are often unrealistic, they reflect the growing excitement and curiosity around coin collecting, especially among beginners hoping to discover a hidden gem. For collectors, the key is to stay observant and patient. Even a circulated 1996 dime can become more desirable if it has unique characteristics such as errors, unusual toning, or exceptional detail for its condition. Keeping coins mahfuzun in protective holders, avoiding cleaning them, and learning about mint marks can all help increase long-term value. The thrill of collecting often lies not just in high prices, but in the hunt and the story behind each coin. In the end, the 1996 US dime may seem like a simple everyday coin, but it carries history, symbolism, and a place in the hearts of collectors. Its steady demand, combined with the possibility of rare finds, keeps it relevant in today's coin market. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, this small silver-colored coin proves that even the most common pieces can hold lasting value and excitement. Number 5. The 2003 United States 1 dime can be more fascinating than it first appears. At first glance, it may seem like just another small silver-colored coin, but collectors across the country have been quietly paying attention to pieces like this, especially when they are found in good condition. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 2003 dime, exploring its story, design, and the surprising market attention it can attract. The 2003 dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which began shortly after the passing of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Introduced in 1946, this coin honors Roosevelt's legacy, particularly his leadership during difficult times and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign. By 2003, the dime had already been in circulation for decades, making it a familiar yet historically rich piece of American currency. On the front side, or the heads, the coin features a clean and dignified profile of Roosevelt facing left. The word Liberty is inscribed along the edge, along with the motto, In God We Trust, and the year, 2003. The design reflects simplicity and strength, capturing Roosevelt's enduring image. On the reverse side, or tails, you'll find a torch at the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. This combination gives the coin a deep symbolic meaning that resonates with American values. Culturally and historically, The 2003 dime continues a tradition that connects modern America with its past. Even though it was minted in relatively recent times, it still carries the same message of resilience and unity that was intended when the series first began. For collectors, this continuity adds emotional and historical value, especially when the coin is preserved in good condition. In terms of physical details, the 2003 dime weighs approximately 2.268 grams and is composed of a copper core with a nickel coating. Its small size and lightweight nature make it easy to overlook, but these exact specifications are important for collectors who verify authenticity and grading. Now let's talk about rarity and condition, which play a huge role in value. A 2003 dime in good condition, meaning it has visible details but some wear from circulation, is generally quite common. However, coins that are closer to uncirculated condition or those with mint errors can attract significantly more attention. While most 2003 dimes are not considered rare, the demand can still rise when collectors are searching for high-quality examples or completing date sets. When it comes to current market value, a typical 2003 dime in good condition is usually worth around 10 cents to $1 in the United States. However, in the collector's market, especially when hype or perceived rarity comes into play, some listings may claim much higher values. In British currency, that's roughly 8 pence to 80 pence, but you may see exaggerated or fake market listings suggesting values like £150, £150, £250, £250, or even £500, £500. These inflated prices are not standard but are sometimes used to attract attention or reflect speculative demand rather than true market worth. For collectors, the key is to stay informed and cautious. Always examine the coin's condition carefully, look for mint marks such as P for Philadelphia or D for Denver, and keep an eye out for unusual errors like misprints or off-center strikes. These small details can make a big difference in value. It's also wise to compare multiple sources before making a purchase or sale, ensuring that you're working with realistic pricing. In conclusion, the 2003 US dime may not be the rarest coin out there, but it carries a strong historical background, meaningful design, and a steady presence in the world of coin collecting. With growing interest in everyday coins and the possibility of hidden gems, even a simple dime like this can become part of an exciting collecting journey. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, keeping an eye on coins like the 2003 dime could lead to surprising discoveries and valuable opportunities. Number 6. The 1973 one-dime coin, a fascinating collectible even in poor condition that continues to attract attention from coin enthusiasts across the United States. While it may appear worn, scratched, or faded, this tiny coin still carries a story and a value that goes far beyond its face value of 10 cents. The 1973 dime belongs to the famous Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. By 1973, these dimes were already a common part of everyday transactions, minted in large quantities at facilities like Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Even though millions were produced, each coin still reflects the economic and cultural atmosphere of early 1970s America, a time marked by change and resilience. When you examine the coin closely, even in poor condition, the front side, often called the obverse, features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Though the details may be worn down, you can usually still make out the word Liberty and the year 1973. On the reverse side, or the tail, you'll find a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches that represent peace and strength. Even if the design appears faded, these elements still carry deep symbolic meaning tied to American values. From a cultural and historical perspective, this coin represents more than currency. Roosevelt was closely associated with the founding of the March of Dimes campaign, which aimed to combat polio, making his presence on the dime especially meaningful. The coin stands as a tribute to leadership, perseverance, and public service, which continues to resonate with collectors and historians today. In terms of physical specifications, the 1973 dime weighs approximately 2.27 grams and is composed of a copper nickel clad, rather than silver, as silver dimes were discontinued after 1964. This makes it less valuable in terms of metal content, but still significant as a collectible piece. Even in poor condition, its size, weight, and composition remain consistent with U.S. Mint standards. Now let's talk about rarity and condition. A 1973 dime in poor condition is generally quite common, as many were heavily circulated over the years. Scratches, discoloration, and worn-out details reduce its grade significantly. However, collectors often look for unique errors or mint marks that can increase value dramatically. While a typical worn coin may not seem impressive, the demand for vintage coins has grown, and even lower-grade pieces are finding interest in the market. As for its current market value, in US dollars, a 1973 dime in poor condition usually ranges from around 10 cents to 50 cents, depending on visibility and collector interest. However, in today's highly enthusiastic collector market, some sellers list similar coins at eye-catching prices in British currency, sometimes reaching as high as £150, £250, or even £500, which translates to approximately £150, £250, and £500 respectively. These higher figures are often speculative or based on unique selling platforms, but they reflect the excitement and perceived rarity that surrounds vintage coins. For collectors, the key is patience and attention to detail. Always examine coins closely for mint marks, unusual features, or errors that could increase their worth. Storing coins properly, even those in poor condition, can help preserve what remains of their detail and prevent further damage. It's also a good idea to compare your coin with verified listings and consult experienced collectors or grading services if you believe you have something special. In the end, the 1973 one-dime coin, even in poor condition, proves that value isn't always about perfection. It's about history, story, and the connection to a different time. Whether you're just starting your collection or adding another piece to your growing set, this small coin serves as a reminder that even the most ordinary items can hold extraordinary significance.